I thought being a vampire would be more fun.
Casimir Moreau stalked down the sidewalks in Portland's Pearl District. Hipsters to the right of him, hipsters to the left, the early autumn darkness illuminated by street lamps and the spill of light from restaurants and storefronts.
Where's the danger? Where's the thrill? Where's the terror?
Well, perhaps terror wasn't exactly what he wanted. A terrified host was very inconvenient. Half of them pissed themselves, which ruined the scent of their blood. The other half tried to be Jackie Chan, and failed. He had a feeling that if he flashed a bit of fang to the passers-by, nobody would bat an eye.
Because this is Portland, and vampires are nearly as hip as brew pubs.
Really, it was disheartening. Before he'd taken that last irrevocable step from mediocre silent film actor to creature of the night, he'd imagined a freewheeling eternal life, flitting between candle-lit parties with women dressed in sparkling gowns and men in the delicious formality of white tie and tails. A veritable smorgasbord from whom he could choose his sexual partners and blood hosts at will. The reality had been somewhat different.
Who knew that bastard Will Hayes with his infernal production code and threadbare Midwestern morality would ruin everything?
His silk scarf fluttered in the chilly November breeze, and he tucked the ends under his cashmere overcoat. Not that he needed either the scarf or the coat. It would take far more extreme temperatures to make him uncomfortable. But fashion was one of the ways vampires blended in. To wear a tank top and shorts in November would have drawn attention. The unforgivable sin. Not just for vampires, but for any member of the supernatural community. Not that Kaz would venture to wear a tank top and shorts. The flash of his paper-white skin would probably blind everyone within a mile, given the impossibility of him ever getting a tan. A burst of laughter from a nearby clot of revelers made him snarl, startling the couple pushing their toddler in the stroller. He smoothed his expression to bland to match his clothes and his grooming and his existence. It wasn't their fault he was on his way to get married to somebody he'd never even met. It wasn't their fault he'd made his last drastic miscalculation. It wasn't their fault he was dead.
No, that's all on me. On me and that fucking bastard Henrik Scalding.
If he hadn't been convinced Henrik was plotting to undermine him with the Vampire Council again, if he hadn't been so determined to expose Henrik in the most flamboyant way, stupidly failing to recognize the trap Henrik had set for him, he wouldn't have gotten slapped with a sanction.
Rules and regulations, the secrecy pact, threat to our very existence, blah, blah, blah.
In Kaz's opinion, humans could use a little excitement in their lives. In fact, that was the only thing he and Henrik agreed on, that vampire society was far too stodgy and paranoid. Had the council browsed the shelves of the romance section in Powell's lately? Had they watched Netflix? Had they caught any of those dreadful movies with the wooden-faced actors? Vampires were fashionable, trendy. Imagine the celebrity, the influence, the fun they could have if they revealed that they were real. They could correct some of those egregious lies about vampire nature, too. But the council was too blind to see the advantages, and they certainly didn't appreciate Kaz's attempts to rattle their chains a bit, to free them from their restrictive lifestyle. Although, even Kaz had to admit that his last caper had gone too far. He swallowed convulsively.
I thought it was just another prank in our ongoing feud. If I had known what Henrik was really up to, I'd never have done it.
So now, since pointing fingers was not Kaz's way, he was about to be married. Permanently.